Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly episode 15. So, we don't actually have as much as I expected to be talking about this week because obviously I cut last week's episode a little bit short due to going on holiday. But, yeah, weirdly enough, we don't actually have that much to talk about. But in any case, there's one topic that I will be giving a lot of time to. So let's just get into it. No pickups this week once more. And, yeah, let's just get into the topics.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
And starting off with that topic that I said I was going to put a lot of time into, we have got a long list of last chance to buy items, and this is both a list of Forge World and GW models that are going to be gone forever once they're sold out, which is... it's unfortunate. To be honest, it's really, really unfortunate. Well, we'll get into it, but I'm not very happy with some of them. Starting off with the GW units, unfortunately there's only 3 of these. However, it is the Space Marine Dreadnought, the Boxnaut as people like to call it, and the most iconic version of the Dreadnought. It's a version of the Dreadnought I have 2 of personally, and yeah, it's been discontinued. It's kind of tragic, because it's still a really good looking model, especially, we'll get into the other 2, but the Space Marine Dreadnought is one of the nicer looking models overall, from the old, Firstborn range. So the fact that we're losing it's just kind of unfortunate. As I say, I'm fortunate enough to already have 2 of them, one of which is already painted, but not by me, and the other one is yet to be built at all, but still, I have them, and I will be making one of the Dreadnoughts into a Chaos Dreadnought. It's something that I might show off in a future video, but yeah, the Dreadnought is going, along with the original Sternguard Veterans, which I believe there is a very nice... no, that's not Sternguard Veterans. But, yeah, no, the Sternguard Veterans, it's a really good kit for kit bashing. Honestly, I'm going to be picking one of these up just for customization aspects, because there are a lot of really neat aesthetic items that are included in the Sternguard Veterans kit, and they're just really useful for doing anything Firstborn, even some things with the Primaris range. They're just a lot of variety, and it's just really sad to see these go, especially when the new Sternguard Veterans that we're getting in Leviathan, they're fine, but they're not special. The old Sternguard Veterans look so good, and the new ones are the Primaris Veterans, which don't really look as fancy, and I'm going to miss the Sternguard Veteran kit, definitely. And then, finally, we knew this was going to be happening, but the Terminators that we've had for the last 20 years or so, 15, 20 years, they are also going to be going. And with these, I'm sad to see them go, don't get me wrong, but I also completely understand it. They do not look great compared to the new ones. The new ones are still Firstborn, or they can be either, in fact. And just generally, like, it's a shame to see them go, because they are such a major part of, I guess, Warhammer history. But fortunately, at least, it's only the standard Space Marine Terminators that are going right now. We still have all of the faction-specific Terminators that are going to be staying, at least for the moment, which is nice if you're, Blood Ravens player or something like that. You're keeping your Terminators, which is lovely. But, yeah, rip to 3 very iconic, very useful kits. And I'm definitely going to be picking up some Sternguard Veterans, probably going to pick up some Terminators, just because I don't actually have any of the old kit. And, I mean, as I say, I already have 2 Dreadnoughts. I may pick up one more just to have 3, though, honestly, I think 2 is probably enough, especially when I've got 1 for Chaos and 1 for regular Space Marine. But, yeah, moving on, this article also does go over how there are a bunch of Legends rules that are going to be introduced for various models. Every single one of these models that's being removed either has new rules for its equivalent, or in terms of all the Forge World stuff that's leaving, you're going to have Legends rules just to be able to play them in general, that they're not going to be balanced. So, not great for competitive events, but otherwise, not too bad. But, yeah, Forge World last chance to buy, and there is a lot to go over. A lot of this is actually already sold out before this article went live, and by now even more of it is sold out. But, yeah, we have the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought, which is a lovely Contemptor. I really like that one. Never would get it because it's Forge World and I don't like getting Forge World vehicles, but yeah, it's such a shame to see the Relic Contemptor and a few other Contemptors that we're going to be looking at. A few more Dreadnoughts that we're going to be looking at in a second, but yeah, the Space Marines Contemptor Dreadnought. We also have the Blood Ravens Gabriel Angelos, which is such a nice model. His head's a bit but I honestly do think it's a really nice model. So if you're interested in Blood Ravens at all, make sure to pick him up. We have the Salamander's Venerable Dreadnought as well, which is really interesting that they're getting rid of that because it's one of the few Salamanders things that exist currently. But hopefully we do get some more Salamander stuff in the future. We also have the Minotaurs Asterion Moloch and Ivanus Enkomi, which is an amazing set of miniatures. I honestly love both of them. They are so good. Minotaur's aesthetic is amazing, and these are the, epitome of it. And yeah, seeing them leave is so sad to me. I'm probably gonna have to pick these up, even though I've been kind of against getting them just because I know they're old sculpts in resin. They're not going to be as good as the image of them is, but they are such good models in general. They look great, and I definitely need to get those. We also have the Minotaur Contemptor Dreadnought, which isn't the best Contemptor Dreadnought design. I do quite like it. I like the overall Minotaur aesthetic of it, but it's nothing too special. Don't really care too much for it. We've got the Red Scorpions Carib Khorne the Risen, a character I'm not familiar with, but very cool looking Dreadnought. Agents of the Imperium Inquisitor Lord Rex and retinue as well. And yeah, it's sad to see Inquisitors going because we already have a lot of the plastic Inquisitors just unavailable like pretty much at all times. And seeing the ones from Forge World also disappear is kind of sad. Same for Inquisitor Locke and retinue. Inquisitor Locke is actually a really aesthetic character for me. I don't know what it is about him, but he does look really cool to me. And once again, it's kind of sad to see the Agents of the Imperium line getting further shortened, essentially. Though we have had quite a lot of Agents of the Imperium stuff release in plastic recently, so I can't complain too much. Then we also have the Estramotarum Vendetta Gunship Conversion Kit. Don't really know much about that, but I'm sure some people care. The Space Marines Dreadnought Close Combat Arms, which is really weird, because this can be used by any type of Dreadnought, really. Like, you need to do some conversion for some of them, but this is a very useful upgrade piece, so it's really weird to me that they're getting rid of that. And then we also have the Carcharodon's Tiberius the Red Wake. So your Sharky Boys, it's really unfortunate because this is one of those Sharky Boys that actually has, like, the unique features of the Carcharodons. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way, it's how I say it. And it's such a good model. It is really nice. I love the skulls on it, I love the claws. The chainsaws in the hands are awesome. Just genuinely a really, really good Terminator, and it's such a shame to see it go. But yeah, moving on from that though, we also have all the Chaos units. I'm not going to go into as much detail with these, just for the sake of, being a bit quicker, same with the Xenos units. But yeah, we're losing the Bloodthirster, the Great and Clean One, and the Keeper of Secrets along with the Lord of Change, which is really sad to see those go. The Khorne Demon Prince and Herald as well. Those are all such good models. It's such a shame, especially that specific Great and Clean One and that Keeper of Secrets. They, in my opinion, are kind of better than the ones that exist in plastic, which is really unfortunate. The Terminator Lord Zufor is leaving. A very good model, in my opinion, but is Khorne, not something that I'd ever get. But yeah, it's a shame to see him going, because I actually really do like that model. The Nurgle Demon Prince and Herald as well is leaving. The Hellblade Fighter and the Hell Talon Fighter Bomber, which is a shame that those are going. And then also the World Eaters Conversion Set, which I didn't even know they still had, like, on sale. I didn't realise that was a thing, but yeah, it's a shame to see that go as well, because that has some really good pauldron designs that just aren't going to be mirrored in plastic, unfortunately, or future resin sets, to be fair. And then when it comes to Xenos, we've got some Tyranid stuff with the Melothrope and the that thing. We also have some Drukhari stuff with the Reaper, the Necron stuff with the Pylons, the Night Shroud Bomber. Then from Orcs, we have the Warboss on bike, which is a huge shame. I'm gonna have to pick one of these up along with some of the other Forge World Orcs on bikes. But yeah, I know we have the Warboss and Trike now, but this is just iconic. I love this model. It's such a shame. We also have the Mech Boss Guzbog, which it is what it is. I don't really care too much. The super cannon as well as the alternate stomper head and the stomper lifter dropper arm, which it's so weird that they get rid of those because, obviously the stomper is still a very popular model for people to get, but I suppose not everybody wants to get the upgrade kits from Forge World, so I do understand that, but that is a bit of a shame, just that you won't be able to get the variety that you want from your stomper. I may well pick both of those up just for the sake of having them, but we'll see how it goes. And then things I've already got. These are just not available at all anymore. The Landspeeder Tempest, the Severinloth of Honor Guard, the Regents of the Orden Rift, Damocles... That is not right. Damocles? Command Vehicle, Luff Hurren, the Stonecrusher Carnifexes, the Singularity Generators, the Stomper Belly Gun, which, once again, why get rid of the Stomper Belly Gun? I don't get that. And the Stomper Claw Arm. Just so much Stomper stuff going. But as well, I feel sorry for any Red Scorpions players, because the amount of Red Scorpion stuff that's left, I don't actually think there's anything Red Scorpions related. There's still some Minotaur stuff, and Astral Claws still have stuff, but I'm pretty sure this was all of what was left of Red Scorpions just leaving, or already left. So, rip to Red Scorpion players. It's really unfortunate, but yeah, it's really sad to see how much is leaving, and all this obviously is in line with the upcoming 10th edition stuff. It's just unfortunate. I'm definitely going to be picking a few things up. The Asterion Molokina Venus Enkomi, I'm definitely going to be picking up. If I can manage it, I might end up getting Terminator Lord Zutha. I'd say the Warboss on bike as well, I'm going to be picking up. And, some of the plastic kits, because I want to have the Sternguard veterans purely for kit bash potential. I don't care about running Sternguard. I just want their kit bash kits, which are very, very good. But, that is really it for this topic. It's really sad to see everything going. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below, but, there we go. And moving on from models that are leaving to new models that we are going to be getting, the smartest troll ever makes a dazzling return to Blood Bowl. So we have a new Blood Bowl character, and he's a troll. He's a lovely little troll. I don't actually know his name. Is it Ripper Golgrot? That's the troll name. There we go. And he's a troll character for good old Blood Bowl. He looks pretty nice actually. I do quite like his posing. He's it's a pose. It's very much a pose. And he just looks very nice. I love his little helmet. His shoulder pad is very nice. Just generally, the glove aesthetic is very cool as well. I do wonder how, when he has claws that long, the glove works. But we don't question things like that in the world of Warhammer. But he just looks very cool. I do quite like him. As someone who is a fan of, the Orky aesthetic and stuff, and Troll's part of that, obviously, I do quite like him. As someone who doesn't play Blood Bowl, though, not really that interested. Is he resin? Yes, he's going to be available on Forge World, so is a resin miniature, but, that's not the end of the world, really. I'm sure a guy like this that's so smooth in the grand scheme of things, with just some high detail, patches, it's probably going to look pretty good even in resin. But, there we go. That is Ripper Golgrot, the smartest troll ever. So, pretty cool. And moving over to Warhammer Underworlds, we have the new starter kit, which comes with some interesting models. You get both Stormcast Eternals, or some form of Stormcast anyway, as well as Skeleton Boys, and they're not the most interesting models in the world. I quite like the bird for the Stormcast, and the fact that they are using the, gun bow things, but generally they're not the most interesting models. They're well posed, they look good, I would enjoy painting them, I'm sure. They're just nothing all that special. And unfortunately the same, for the most part, goes for the Skeleton Boys. The Skeleton Boys, you've got one climbing out of the ground, which is a cool thing. You've got, ones with scythes, ones with mace, shields, just a lot of generic Skeleton Boys, and there's nothing wrong with that by any means, but this is very much for those that are new to the game and want to get into it. So technically people like me, though I'm not really that interested into it, but also these are unique warbands that haven't been released in this form. So if you're someone who has been playing Underworlds and you just want a refresher kit essentially with new cards and stuff like that, this isn't too bad. But yep, overall, nothing too special to talk about. As I say, I do like the bird. I do like the guy climbing out of the ground on the skeleton side. And, yeah, it's a nice pairing. It's a nice versus match, but nothing all that special. And that surprisingly leaves us with only one more thing, the Rumour Engin, for the 16th of May, 2023, and, I actually really don't know what this is. It's 40k because it's got bullet holes in it, but it looks like some sort of stone slab and a stone rock or something, with something pressed up against it, and it's just covered in bullet holes. I don't know what this is supposed to be. This might be terrain, this might be... I really don't know beyond that. Like, it looks like sandbags up against a wall, so it might be Astra Militarum maybe, but I don't know. It's really difficult to say for sure what this is, but I can say pretty confidently it's going to be 40k just because of the bullet holes in the wall, and beyond that I can't really say much else. It's interesting. It's not often we get something that's so, hard to tell what it is that I'm stumped, but there we go. That's the Rumour Engin for the 16th of May, and that is really everything we have to go over. So, on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new, and ring a bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, comment below on everything that we've talked about this week. Do you like the troll as much as I do? Because I quite like that model, even if it is both Forge World and Blood Bowl. And, yeah, what do you think about all the made-to-order stuff? I'm definitely getting some of it. The last chance to buy, sorry, not made-to-order. The last chance to buy stuff, I'm definitely getting some of it, and, yeah, I could see a lot of it selling out very, very quickly. I know a lot of it already is sold out on Forge World specifically, and it's just sad. It's kind of an end of an era, especially with the plastic kits. The fact that that Dreadnought is going after so long it's sad. It's the equivalent of if like the Rhino just left, and obviously we are getting replacements for all those plastic kits, but it still feels wrong in a lot of ways. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but worlds divide. I just wanna take